Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. We've been going through this coaching process of creating thy will being done on earth as it is in heaven, or what some of us might call paradise on earth. We've talked about several steps. One has been lying, the other has been careers, and the other has been education. Now, another thing that's essential in this heavenly host thing is that there must be shelter for everybody. Now, these things are all essential for anyone to think they've had any kind of taste of paradise. And this has to do with shelter. Now, those of you who are in the business of creating and producing materials for shelter, whether it's wood, whether it's mortar, whether it's bricks, whether it's glass, whatever it is that's used, nails and whatever else you might be able to think of that you already know of because you're in the industry. The job or career that you have, and has also been as a tool to fish out baits to get people's money. And that bait, I'm not going to tell you just yet where it came from, but I'm telling you of its usage. But now, since we have a new path that we're on, we are going to understand that everything that we do in the creation or the creative process of building shelter for folks. Well, and I'm not talking about shelter as we know shelters to be. We're talking about homes. We're talking about houses, whether they are big, fantastic houses, dwellings that in our current understanding of, we say the elite live in these kind of houses. But we're not to describe the type of house that you want. You determine the kind of house that you want. You determine the kind of shelter that you want. And this has to do with every individual or every family, however you are broken up. And what goes into your shelter, whatever goes into a shelter, your TV, your telephones, all of these things right here, which you build, these things are accessible to everybody that's in that home. You know, we talking about producing these materials. That entitles you to access any and all things that have been created by the hands of man. Those of you who are doing the work to build these shelters, these homes, and whatever, or what have you, that entitles you to access anything that has been created by the hands of man. Because in your gift, in your service, in that creative process, it is also your signature. It is also your statement that you, my friends, have access to all that is created because you are part owner of it. And there's nothing other than what you give in your career that is required in order for you to access these resources. So I want you to focus on building houses, building schools, building whatever the infrastructure might be required. You are the ones that are doing it. You do it because you love it. You do it because it is required of you. You do it because it is needed by the people to the fulfillment of their dreams, and you love it. And because you give it, you love it, it entitles you to anything that the hands of man have created if you want it, desire it, or need it. So I want you to focus on that. It's going to take you away from the path that you've been on for a while, but it is absolutely necessary for peace and prosperity and that heavenliness that we talk about and that paradise type of thing. So once again, this is Eddie Marcus. I know this won't happen overnight. Give it a little bit of time. After about a week, you should have some idea of it, and you might be able to, at that time, be able to engage in the continuation of this in the terms of what is essential for us to move from the type of system that we have today, this capitalist mess over you system, to this wonderful paradise that we seek. This is Eddie Marcus saying, you got a week. Thank you.